I can't believe it. We're actually doing 2 weeks in a row. Can't believe it. The big babyisms are actually being more welcoming than anything else. So I can actually look forward to these moments. So to start it off, 2-2, like I said, not 3-1, like you said.
Yeah, I know.
Although it should have been 3-1.
Yes, exactly.
hmm they, which I did not know that they were that bad at Utah.
They were terrible at Utah.
They have been over the past 15 years. I think they had three,
Two
uh,
wins, three wins,
two, 2-13 or something like that. 3-12,
something
something like
like
that.
that.
I'm like, I didn't realize that. I know it was that for Denver, but not necessarily for Utah. But I can see because they always have a challenge in Utah.
Yeah, well, for a
Not
long
necessarily
time.
because of the team, but it's just for whatever particular reason.
Well, one of the reason is because Utah is also just like Denver. They have the thin air.
hmm hmm
They have the same situation. So sometimes teams have a little problem there. Not that they're not as good as the Utah Jazz,
hmm
just that they don't go there prepared. And I guess it's not easy to prepare for not being able to breathe properly.
Right, right, right.
So that may have something to do with it. But they just played terrible. They played terrible defense. They just played terrible.
hmm
They couldn't hit a shot for nothing.
Could not. Could not.
But they should have been 3-1.
Should have been, but should have, would have, could have.
And to be quite honest with you, the game that they won is the one I thought they were going to lose.
Really? You thought they was going to beat lose to
I thought, I
Phoenix and
thought
beat the Clippers?
yes, that's what I
Mm.
thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
As much as we want to, when I say we people in general want to hate
Mhm.
Durant, the boy is good. The
I
boy
didn't
can
realize he had won that many straight against the Knicks.
boy, so I kind of felt that he would do us in, but
hmm
we did all right that night. Well, I guess one person did all right that night.
Yeah. It was the Raptor game. I was kind of surprised. Not that I was surprised at how effective they were in that game, particularly with Mitchell being out. They didn't have their big guy in the background, but they managed to get through it. I was disappointed, totally disappointed in that Utah game. I'm like, but it was they, looking at the history, that is the
Well,
case.
see,
But
see, I
still, they
don't,
just,
see, I don't buy that history thing.
but it, it's just a scenario where you doubted another young team. You didn't jump on them at the beginning. Started off slow, and they got confidence, and they never could come back. They was playing uphill the whole day.
Well, a lot of that is because they just could not hit a shot. Just
He was taking dumb shots. They were still taking a bunch of 3-pointers
they they
again.
they were taking dumb shots because their good shots were not going in the beginning. So now they're getting desperate, throwing stuff up.
Still,
And no, I'm not. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
I'm not excusing them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, the shots they taking good shots. They're not going in, and now they're down. And so now they say, you're down by 8 or 7 or whatever it is. So now you're trying to come back. So you're throwing up threes,
Mm-hmm.
and they ain't going in. And knucklehead on the side, he don't have enough sense to coach properly.
Mm-hmm.
I just this guy does so many things that I just don't understand. I'm like, oh my goodness. I sometimes I just look at the TV and I'd be sitting there and my wife look at me. She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." I just can't believe this man. I just, oh my goodness.
And they still miss a whole lot of free throws. It's unbelievable how many
Oh yeah,
free
the
throws.
free throws were what they
Oh
miss?
man,
What they miss? 9 of them, 10 of them, something like that.
it's, Yeah, it was something like that. Brunson himself missed 5 himself.
Yeah, they had
I'm
just
like, come
a bad
on,
night.
man.
Just a bad night. Um, I really think they should have beat the Clippers too, though.
Really?
I do.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't see them.
I, I think they're better
The
than the
Clippers have
Clippers.
been playing pretty well over the past, couple games, but I was shocked at the Phoenix game. I was like, I couldn't believe, I mean, at 50 points, I'm like, and that it's funny. I was texting with my friend during the game, and I'm like, even though they're winning, I don't like how they're playing.
They played terrible. That was one of the worst games that they played.
Like, yeah, I'm like, but I just don't
That was
like how they're playing.
that was one of the that was excuse me. That was one of the worst games that they played. In my opinion, that game was actually worse than the Utah game.
Okay, explain that one to me.
When your point guard has to score 50 points for you to win, right? You working that hard to get a
Hmm.
win, that's not a good game.
Hmm.
And they still gave it over 122, 123, something like that. I think
Yeah,
it was
120,
one one
122. Hmm.
139.
Yeah, defensively, they still haven't. Yeah, they still not there
They still
defense.
didn't play the defense.
Hmm.
So if if Brunson hadn't been shooting lights out,
Hmm.
you lose.
Hmm.
He hit 9 out of 9 for three.
3 pointers, yeah.
If he goes 3 for 9, you lose.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, maybe I'm stretching a little bit saying it was worse than the Utah game, but it was pretty bad. It,
Yeah, I
it
just
was it was not a good game. It
the
wasn't.
ball movement and the
It
player
was no
movement.
ball
I
movement.
was like, I'm
It was,
tired of seeing this ISO game, man.
and you know me, I'm one of the biggest Brunson
Hmm.
uh, um, champions that they are. I love the
Hmm.
guy.
Hmm.
I love him, but he has and see he has a conundrum in that if he gives the ball to Randall, it stops.
Hmm.
If he gives the ball to Dante, he's gonna take a three. He's 40%, so he's gonna hit most of them, but
Hmm.
he he just doesn't have that person to give the ball to that he just is you locked down for sure that
Hmm.
you're gonna get a good shot and the shot most likely is gonna go in.
Hmm.
You know, it just I mean, because you look at Booker. Booker's first year Booker playing point guard.
Hmm.
What he's averaging 8 or 9.
Yeah, he's top in assists.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but why?
Hmm.
Look who's giving the ball to.
I know. He still had 9 assists that night too.
Look who's passing the ball to.
I know.
That's the difference.
Hmm.
And so Brunson, it appeared to me that he said to himself, "I'm going to shoot this ball.
Yeah, he got to a point in
I'm
that
not,
game where he just was
I'm,
like, oof.
I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it up."
Hmm.
And Dante wasn't in for most of the game. Most of the game he played.
Which was weird
Grimes.
because Hart got kicked out of the game. I'm like, so why wasn't Dante playing more?
I don't know.
I didn't understand that. Didn't understand that.
It's just weird, man.
Hmm.
They need another bona fide. See, I'm not going to say superstar. I don't say that, but just another bona fide offensive threat.
Hmm.
See, because as even though Julius is good, he does score, but he's very, very, very much um one dimensional.
Hmm.
Power you down, you know, throw a little fake,
Hmm.
try to step to the middle, or he's going to shoot a three.
Hmm.
If you double team him quick, he's not going to be able to get that pass off.
Yeah, because he doesn't think the game.
No, he has absolutely no um basketball IQ. Is all dribble, dribble, back him down, step back, or take the three, double him. He's gonna either throw it away, bounce it off somebody's foot, bounce it off his own foot. It, it, so what? So and what's interesting about him is that if you double him quick,
He
he's
gets he
through.
gets he gets
Right,
scared. Hmm.
right. And if you double him late, he because you took so long and guys are cutting, he don't see the cutters. So he's still so either way you got him.
Hmm.
Because sometimes you get that delayed double, you
Hmm.
fake it off, and then you come back with it
Yeah,
quick.
it comes from his blind side. Hmm. Hmm.
He's still no good. Whereas most guys, I mean, you take a guy like I don't want to use LeBron because he's really good. You take a guy like Jimmy Butler, he he'll see the double coming and pass off of it. Julius doesn't do that.
For
Julius
for
doesn't
a,
do
for a high usage guy, you would expect him to be able to make
that.
better decisions with the ball at that point. And granted, but it's a kind of weird scenario because his assist
That's
is
because
is high.
I told
That's
you
the I
I
know I did. Yeah, but I'm just saying
he
it just
passed.
this is a weird
Well, it's not weird.
combination.
Look who you passing. You passing it to Brunson.
Not all of his assists come to Brunson. I mean, they
Every,
do.
almost every time
Hmm.
he's passing the ball to Brunson. I'm not of course
Hmm.
not every
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
Quite often
But they
that's
they
who
do they do work off each other a lot. So
quite
yeah.
often
Hmm.
that's who he winds up passing the ball to, and
Hmm.
winds up taking the shot. And Brunson can shoot. Let's
Hmm.
face it. I mean, we love him. I mean, at least I love him.
Hmm.
He can shoot. So, but I mean, it's just they need a a because I think defensively, although they've been lacking on defense the last couple of games,
Weeks. No weeks. Couple
but
weeks.
I think defensively, I think they are gonna be okay.
I mean, just look at the totals for the last 2 weeks. What the opponents have scored from going from the
125.
one from the latest from the latest to the end of 2 weeks, right? So it's 144, 122, 117, 130, 130, 146, and 106.
That's
That's in the
ridiculous.
past 2 weeks. It's
So,
ridiculous.
so that's an average of about 115, give
Yeah,
or take.
closer to 120. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Hmm.
You're not gonna win games like that.
No.
And this is what frightens me. If although I do think they can do better defensively, and they will do better defensively, if they're talking about making a trade, and you bring somebody in here who
Yeah.
does not play defense, that's gonna make it worse.
128, they've been averaging 120, giving up 128 points in the past 7 games. It's
That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. That's
Hmm.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So as as much as I was impressed with Brunson's 50-point game, and I was,
Hmm.
yeah, I give him credit where credit is due. The man shot good, but or shot well, I guess I should
Hmm.
say. But um, he they give us too many points.
Too many points, man. Yeah, their defense have definitely suffered. In the previous 18 games, the highest point total they've given up was 120 points, and that was the second game of the season. So they've never, in the first 18 games, they didn't give up more than 120 points. But they've done that in the past 7 games, one, two, three, four, 5 times in the past 7 games. When the first 18, you only did it once. It's
Now,
ridiculous. Hmm.
now one of the reasons that the last couple of games, this doesn't excuse the majority of them. But the last couple of games is because he's playing Sims. He's starting Sims, and Sims give up a lot of points. I don't
Mm,
know. It is.
it's not. I don't think it's a Sims thing.
I do. I do. I do. Because again, like I said, just the last couple of games, not
Mm-hmm.
because Robinson hasn't been out more than 2 or 3 games now. So you can't say, oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
because of him. But
Mm-hmm.
the last couple of games, what I did notice that teams are not afraid to go down the middle.
True.
Even though Sims can jump out the
Yeah,
gym,
he's not a great shot blocker.
he's not a great shot blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and even the center for Phoenix, he was killing them.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of them zero players that know how to play the five. I didn't like yesterday's game when when Sims got dunked on like that. I'm like, oh, that was kind of
Yeah,
hurtful to see. But
but and then the commentator tried to clean it up and said, well, most guys wouldn't have tried to block that. Yeah, because most guys got enough common sense to get out the way.
yeah, he that was not a great decision
You
on
gotta
his
give him
part.
credit. Gotta give him credit. Most guys wouldn't try to block that. No, don't give him no
Mm-hmm.
credit. You sit him down and say, don't be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be a poster. You don't want to be an ESPN.
Yeah. And the crazy part is that he really starts low to
Yeah,
jump, which gets the momentum, but that prevents him because he doesn't have long arms. He really can't
no,
get to the block for the
no,
shot.
yeah.
He can get his hands up in the air with his body, but
He probably should have his hands up when he plays defense. He plays defense with his chest,
hmm
but he probably
hmm
should have his hands up more
hmm
because to make up for the deficiency in his height,
hmm hmm
you know. And then they go out and get
Taj.
Taj. Like that's gonna make a difference. Taj
But-
comes in there with his walker, and so now he's will help people.
hmm
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, you probably have some young 7-footer on your Westchester team. I'm just guessing. I don't know the
No, you
squad.
don't. Yeah.
I'm just guessing that you have somebody younger and better than Taj.
hmm They're not doing that
Of
because
course
Tibbs
not.
ain't gonna have that. But it was a surprising 2-2 because who they beat. I was not optimistic that they would beat Phoenix, and they handled Phoenix most of the game. You know, but that's a bad taste in my mouth for that Utah game. I was like, oh,
Well, they also beat Phoenix because I believe that if Beal hadn't gotten hurt, they wouldn't have beat him.
hmm. No, that was only his second game, so I don't know what. I didn't think of the reason for them was going to beat them was because of Bill, but remember, Gavin Garnett didn't play in the first game, and they still lost. So,
I think I I think the three of them are going to be fine.
mm,
But I just the Knicks need to do something, man. They
yeah,
are
yeah, they're not getting out the middle. They're going to be in that
oh
4 to 6 range again, and if they don't do right, they'll be in that 7 and 8, and they don't want that.
no, they're not going anywhere. And I hate to tell you, buddy, but your statement about my boys in Philly look like you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Philly is playing better than you anticipated.
yeah. I really thought they were not going to be. I mean, the players they got back in the draft, I thought Harden was going to be with them longer to cause them more of a disruption. I didn't think they was going to be able to trade him like that, and they did, and got a good amount of players come back. Professionals, and they know how to play team ball. So that definitely flips it.
We in trouble, bro.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the results, but the next they got an interesting 7 games. The
We're gonna
next
lose tomorrow.
the next 3 games, you
You know
know,
that, right?
Lakers, Nets, and Bucks. It's highly possible they can go 0-3 in that scenario because although that team across the bridge has been playing a little bit better, I don't see them having great success against those two teams as well, the Lakers and the Bucks. So I can see a 0-3 scenario, which would be hurtful. Which would be.
Believe it or not,
Hmm.
out of those three teams,
Hmm.
the one team that I think they might beat is the Bucks.
Because we had the Garden at that game.
No, because the Bucks don't play good defense.
That's what we said when they in the in season tournament. And
I'm
in
just
the
telling you. I'm just telling you
okay,
what I feel.
I
I,
felt confident. I felt confident in the in
I
season tournament that they
didn't.
would play
I
better.
didn't. I
Hmm.
didn't.
Hmm.
I don't think they will beat the Bucks.
Hmm.
But I'm saying out of those three teams,
Hmm.
Lakers, Nets, and the Bucks,
Hmm.
I think they got the best chance against the Bucks
Hmm.
because the Bucks just don't play good defense. Although
If
they
if
come
if if Giannis gets possessed like he did against the Pacers, that'd be a
forget
different
about
story.
it, forget about it. And Julius can't check them, that's for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Hart can't check them, that's for sure. And he don't got enough sense to try somebody else on him,
Hmm.
that's for sure.
No, I think he's gonna put Sims on him. He can
No
he can
way.
he can move with him, but not
He,
necessarily stop him.
he will not put him on him. He's not gonna take pull Sims out the five and play Giannis at the four. He's not going to do it. And their coach, I forgot his name because he's the new
Adrian
coach,
Griffin, Adrian Griffin.
Griffin. Yeah, he's not going to pull Giannis out the five and pull Lopez out the five and put Giannis at the five. His advantage is having Giannis play the four and Lopez play the five. And then Bobby Portis comes in, plays either the four or the five. That's his advantage. That's his advantage. But I'm saying is they don't play great defense,
Hmm.
although
That's true.
so you got a chance. The Nets, man, they play up against the Knicks.
Hmm. Yeah, they do. That's
You know,
why
it's like
it's not a cupcake game.
like you're playing your big brother
Hmm.
in the backyard and you don't want him to beat you.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and they definitely they're not beating the 39-year-old phenom. that as that boy is. I got to give him credit. Somebody was saying to me the other day, you know what, man? You know what? I'm starting to say that he might be the GOAT.
Mm. Yeah, okay.
I
Or
said,
whatever.
oh, I don't know about that, but he's pretty good though.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Whatever, whatever,
I
whatever.
don't, I don't think I don't think they'll be beating that team tomorrow either.
It can easily be an 0-3
3.
scenario
Yeah, yeah.
because I mean that Laker game Monday, and then they play 2 days later back home against the Nets, and so that scenario doesn't necessarily play well for this team. They don't do well, but we'll see what happens. I think they will pull out 1 and 2. I don't know who they're going to beat in that 3-game scenario. I'll take one of those 3 games and just be happy with it. But who? Don't know.
You know what? Years ago, I was following the Knicks, of course, and
Hmm.
something that when Pat Riley was coaching, this was said: you should beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yeah, and that's why they messed up in the Utah.
Yeah, beat the teams you're supposed to beat,
Hmm.
and break even
Hmm.
with teams that's better than you.
Hmm.
Win some, you lose some.
Hmm.
But the team you're supposed to beat, you're not supposed to lose to Utah. You're
Hmm.
not supposed to lose to the boys in Toronto.
Hmm.
You're not supposed to lose to, although they are better now, but you're not supposed to lose to Magic.
Hmm.
You're not supposed to lose to the Pacers. These teams are on your level.
Hmm.
Now, teams that are better than you, Boston, Bucks, Philly, oh, you struggle a little bit here or there.
Hmm.
You win some, you lose some. But you're not, come on, man. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Hmm.
That's just it.
Yeah, and the 2 games that they should have won this year that was the game at home against the Cavs. They should have won that game,
Yes.
and then the game against the Utah Jazz. Those are the 2 games. that those are they should have won based upon who they were
Um,
playing. The other ones, who they lost to, Boston, they ain't gonna lose. That game against New Orleans, they were gonna lose that game. Um,
no,
um,
but no, but see, you should beat New Orleans.
not New Orleans, not New Orleans. That
They
was a
got
back to back. That was a back to back game. They never do well in
that
a back to
this
back
fat
game.
hamburger eating dude, man. That's all he. Come on, man.
That the Milwaukee game they were gonna lose. The Celtics they were gonna lose. The Timberwolves they was gonna lose. Suns they was gonna lose. Bucks, Celtics, and the Clippers. Those are the teams that they lost to. You know, but those
They
two games that they should have won, Jazz and the Cavs, they should have won those two games.
they should beat Milwaukee. I mean, New Orleans, man. I'm sorry. I don't see them. New Orleans is not good.
Hmm.
He got to get motivated to play by people talking about you on TV, calling you fat and lazy. Then you go out and score 39 points, and then the next game after that, you out. Come on, man. You got to beat that team. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I hear you.
You also should see the teams that you should have really have problem with is like the Boston, the Milwaukee's, and I would even say Philly. The teams that you should beat, but you might have a problem with. I would say are the Pacers and Miami,
Hmm.
but and the Nets.
Hmm.
That's the same level like that. But some other teams, come on, man, you gotta beat these guys, man.
Side point before we do our ending comments. What was your memories of George McGinnis?
One-handed shooter.
Hmm.
I remember that he could shoot with one hand. He played with Doc.
Yeah, a couple years played with Doc. Yeah, I
He
remember that.
played with Doc.
Hmm. That's what I remember him from. Hmm.
I remember him being a real strong dude.
Hmm.
I do remember that.
Hmm. I was
He,
too young to appreciate the game, but I do remember him playing with Doc.
no, I remember.
Hmm.
I definitely remember him. As soon as I heard that
Because
he had
they played it was him and Doc in the championship game against Walton.
Walton,
Hmm. Hmm.
as soon as I heard he had passed, first thing I thought about was his one-handed shot.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was definitely good. Definitely good.
Hmm. Yeah, I forgot he was a Hall of Famer too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
God was he was he he was good.
And it's funny because his career ended. Looking at his stats right now, ended in 82. You forget your basketball life is such a small, finite time period. He only played basically like 12 years in the league or something like that. And 40 years after that, you live your life. And thinking about he was in the 70s, 80s, so he didn't really make a lot of money, a lot of good money that they're making
No,
now. How do these guys? I'm like, wow.
well, they do have a pension,
Hmm.
and so I think
Hmm.
you got to play 10 years to earn the pension.
It was 5. Hmm.
It's five now.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's five. Great.
Hmm.
Well, that's really
Hmm.
great.
Hmm.
That's so they get vested after five. That's nice.
Hmm.
So so he probably did
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm.
but of course he's not making the money that these guys are making now.
I mean, he ended his career in 82. That's 40 years ago, man.
Now here's another little side note. Um, please answer this. I'm curious to know what's your thoughts on Draymond.
He's an idiot.
Okay, we agree.
So, I mean,
Okay, we agree.
I don't even like you talking about the dude, but it's a waste. It's a waste of talent. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. He's such a good ball player. You act like an idiot. What is wrong with this? But my wife asked me, could he
there's
be
a
put out of basketball completely?
there's a level of arrogance with him that's just different from a lot of other players.
Oh, he actually think you can slap somebody like that and there's
Hmm.
be no repercussions?
Hmm.
Well, you know what it is though, because when you allow people to do what they want to do,
Yeah, they've been
and,
doing that for his whole career.
and so now all of a
Hmm.
sudden you want to punish me.
Hmm.
if you had punished me from the very beginning, maybe I wouldn't be behaving like this now.
Sound
If
like a
you,
parenting, like a
if,
parenting issue.
yeah, if the punishment had been severe, yeah,
hmm
yeah. But I was just curious of what you thought. But you and I agree. He's
Yeah,
an
he's
idiot.
an idiot, straight idiot.
Yeah, come on, man. This is not that's not basketball, man.
Yeah.
Even for my team, right? Like I never thought Charles Oakley was dirty.
hmm
I really didn't.
hmm
But I did think he was tough.
hmm
I never thought Mason was dirty, but I did think he was tough.
hmm
And I think there's a line between being tough and aggressive and being dirty
hmm
and thuggish.
hmm
You know,
It's a level of bullyism that,
yeah,
you don't think the
I
person's gonna
mean,
respond back.
oh, he's gonna graduate, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, okay,
hmm
I get that. That's
And
part of the game.
that's how basketball was taught.
Exactly.
To ensure nobody's trying to stick in their hands in there.
Exactly. That's the game.
hmm
But you slapping people, kicking people in the groin,
hmm
stepping on somebody's
hmm
chest.
Did it
Come on,
multiple times too.
come on, dude. Really?
hmm
But I tell you one thing, and I honestly believe this, that if he wouldn't do that kind of stuff to
Oh
someone
yeah.
like Charles
hmm
Oakley
hmm
or Paul
Yeah.
Malone,
hmm
you
hmm
know,
hmm
or Wilt Chamberlain, you think he'd have kicked
hmm
Wilt Chamberlain in the groin? Probably would have broke his foot. Yeah, man. Come on, man.
It is who he has done it to.
Sure. He ain't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't stupid. You imagine them snapping Charles Oakley.
No, I don't think you've ever imagined Oakley slapping Oakley.
Come on,
Oakley
man.
fighting himself.
Gotta be kidding me.
hmm
Get out of here. Or how about this dude? And he played with us for just a little bit.
Xavier.
Xavier made
hmm
that
hmm
that the X-Man didn't play.
mm
Come on, man. Can you imagine? Imagine, imagine kicking him in the chest or the groin or whatever. Man, please.
It's a different type of player that's in the NBA now. That's
Different
hmm
different game, man.
hmm
And different behavior. And there's certain things that would just not be allowed,
hmm
you know. But I was watching one commentator and he was saying that, well, actually it was I forgot his name now. Anyway, he's basketball commentator, ballhead guy. Well, everybody's ballhead now. But
Hello.
um he was saying that the one thing you got to consider is that um he's actually can hurt your other players.
hmm
So while the while the union is trying to protect Draymond, you're actually
hmm
hurting the other
hmm
members of your union.
Well, yeah, I did hear that. I can't remember. I did hear the comment being made by someone.
And
So,
and that's actually a very good point.
hmm your unions protect everybody, but if you give a preference to one person over the other, you're actually hurting
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. So oh man, who's the guy? Okay, who's a wide receiver who used to play with the Jets? He had a radio station.
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn, so Jay Will. That's who said
Oh,
it.
Jay Will.
Yeah,
Oh, Jay Will said it. Okay.
yeah,
hmm
that's who said it. Yeah,
I
that's
heard
who.
it from somebody else. Well, they probably, got it from each other too.
But it's true though. It's true.
It's not, yeah, it's true. It's the truth, no matter where it came from.
Yeah, well,
hmm
can't be doing that kind of stuff. So anyway, what do you think? So you think the next three is going to be on three or 1 and 2?
I'm going 1 and 2. I don't know who they're going to beat in that in those 3 games. They're going to win one of those games. I don't think they're going to lose 3 straight. Well, in this instance, 4 straight because they just lost to the Clippers.
I hope you're right, of course, but I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say 1 and 2.
Okay.
I I'm I think we might beat the Bucks. I hope so.
Hey, I, this one of them is I may just have to call up the money on this one because it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday at 12 o'clock game. I may call the money.
Hold them up. See can you get in. See can you get in.
Damon, if you're watching, expect a phone call, buddy.
He
Yeah.
might be able to hook you up.
Mm-hmm. I may just have to do that.
All righty.
You know. So that's it for today. This week, actually, we'll see what happens this week. Not too optimistic about where we're going on this one, but I
But
still
what's
say
the
one and
record
two.
now? 14-10 or 14-11?
14-11.
14-11.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
that means we'll be 14-14. If we will be 500. If we are right, or we'll be a
So
little
if
bit
we're
over
right, we'll be 15
15, 15 and
and
14.
13 and
15,
13.
13. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope we're wrong. Let's hope they go 3-0.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Crazy. I would
like
love that
it,
too.
but
I would love that too, but I see 1 and 2 in this scenario.
all right, we'll see, bro.
All right, buddy. Sign it off.